Hey everybody, this is Nick from QBM, and in today's video we're going to get you orientated with your new VMS software. Just kind of a quick visual orientation of what you'll be looking at and some of the things you'll be diving into on your user end. As we go through the video, you may see us skip over some options within our drop-down menus and things like that. Don't freak out. Those are for really advanced users, or even, sometimes from our end. If you see me skip over something, just don't even worry about it. So we'll start here looking at our top left. You'll see these four boxes that I'm going over. The first one says GeoVision GV VMS. If you look, version information pops up. Just tells you what version of the VMS software you're running. If we go to our next window, where right now you'll see 33.74 gigabytes. What this refers to is how much recording you have left on your recording hard drives. Now the next box over says Demo NVR. You can give your NVRs or DVRs names typically, and we just set up Demo for demo purposes. We'll go over to the next bar. Pretty self-explanatory, but it gives you a date and time stamp. This is live footage, so it's updating real time. Down here below is just one live camera we have set up for our videos as we go further on. Now, if we go over to the top right, this is where most of your tools and interaction will be from GeoVision. And we see right here where it says Admin. If we click on this, this is where you would click to change your user or log out of your user. If you wanted to add employees or users to the system, you'd go down here to the password setup. And obviously, some icons pop up there. Now, if you look to the right, there's two main modes that GeoVision runs in. We have this one that says Home. It looks like a blue eyeball. When we click on this, this brings up our live view mode. So anything you're viewing within this time is live real-time footage. We go to the second window. It says View Log. When we click on this, this is where you would go to view your recorded playback footage. Obviously, we don't see any cameras up right now because we don't have any time frames selected. If we look down here, we have our calendar. Anything with a blue highlighted day is a day you do have active recording, so it's a quick way to know how much recording you have. And you can go back and forth in months. Let's back out of that. It's done military time. 00 is 12 o'clock. 23 is 11 p.m. And this layout down here, if you look at the two bars, anything in black, especially these little hashes in between the colors, that means there's no recorded motion at that time. Anything in the colored orange frame or this cream colored frame, that's where there's live active recording. It's important to distinguish the two modes, the view log mode and the live mode, because depending on which one you are in, that will change your toolbar options. And a lot of times that can confuse people when they're getting orientated with VMS. So right now we are in our home mode or our live view mode. And if we go over to the third toolbar box, we'll click on that. We'll see here we have our content list, our configuration list, our toolbar, our network tab, and our monitoring. Let's go to the monitoring tab and click on that. It's pretty simple. Monitoring really just means recording. When you see that your monitoring is started, that means you are recording footage. So from the monitoring tab, you can start or stop recording. And you can deselect or select specific cameras to do that with. This next network tab, basically this is a feature not used by the user end. It's something that we would get into to set up your remote playback from a laptop, PC, or even the new phone app that GeoVision does have set up. The next bar over, it has to do with audio. Some other things, really you can disregard that for the most part. And down here in the Configurations tab, we have our System Configure. It brings up some general settings, record settings, setting up hard drive storage, things like that. Down here in the Camera Install, that's another tab where we click on that. Brings up a window. It just shows that your cameras are installed. Really, some of that really you guys can disregard. Our content list is something we will dive into further. If we click on the content list and look over on the top left, you can see a visual layout of the word layout, one default layout, our demo layout, and it also gives you a list of what cameras you have installed. Basically, this will allow you guys to set up your camera splits in a way that works best for you, and you can set up multiple ones. We will dive into that further in our instructional videos, though. All right, so basically that's the toolbar dropdown of our live view list. Now, if we go over and click on it looks like an old school film strip where our view log tab is, brings up our recorded footage screen. The toolbar changes as you click on this. That's important to know, like I said before. So let's go into our toolbar. There is a content list here as well. You can set up different screen splits, cameras and stuff like that, different layouts, separate both for the view log recorded setup and the live view, however you'd please. Typically, it makes most sense to keep them the same so you don't get confused as to why your cameras are jumping all over the place from one screen to the other. Let's go ahead and close out of our content list. Let's go into our configuration tab here underneath our view log. These are some other advanced user interface choices and stuff you can make. Again, typically won't apply to the normal user end. Now, if we go into the little screen that looks like a TV icon, you'll see stuff that says basic search, object search, system log. Really, the things that will apply to most users are this backup icon and save as AVI. The backup icon is the best way to save video when you're trying to save multiple time frames and multiple cameras and things of that nature. You can save it from here. We'll show you how to do that later in a video. And then down here, you'll see save as AVI. Here's a way to save video differently. We can save it from here, and there's also a way to save as AVI down here from the view log time frame as well, and we will dive into both of those as well in a later video. Now let's go to our last box up here. It looks like your typical power button you've seen on just about any piece of software. When we click on this, it's pretty simple. It gives you the ability to either close out of GeoVision altogether or minimize it. Not very many reasons you would need to close out of GeoVision altogether, but it may come up. So I wanted you guys to know how to get into that when you needed to. All right, guys, now that we've kind of got visually orientated with GeoVision, let's dive into some of the user end features. Thank you.